Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World. Today we're in the swamps of Central Florida, outside of Orlando, for the don'ts of visiting Disney. Look, I know there's so many great things to do when you do go to Disney. I know for me, I'm a huge fan of the teacups. That's just my jam. My oldest son, he loved Frontierland, and he really loved going to the resorts, the on-property resorts, and just laying back and chillaxing there. My youngest son, he loved the parade. There's so many things to do and enjoy when you do come to Disney. But the thing is, there's some things you should know that you don't do so you can have a better time when you do come to Disney, okay? And my first don't for coming to Disney is don't think you can do Disney without planning ahead. Look, there's so many parks, there's so many things you got to think about. Reservations, or where you're going to eat, what park you're going to see, which day's the best day to do this, when are you going to see the fireworks, all these kind of things. And that what you're going to do outside of Disney, you really need to plan, okay? It's really important. I mean, you're watching this video so you're thinking ahead to your trip, but the thing is, it's really important to plan when you do go to Disney, because trying to do Disney by flying by the seat of your pants, you're gonna miss out on stuff. I know the first time I went there when I was a kid, we didn't get to the teacups because we didn't plan, and I've been scarred for life ever since. Hence why I always go to the teacups now. No matter what Disney property I go to around the world, I'm hitting those dang teacups, okay? And you do want to do that. And I say is probably the next thing I'm gonna have to do with that planning is don't forget to make reservations way in advance. Look, Disney's popular all year round. And when you want to go, I'm sure there's other people that want to go too. And there's a lot of different properties, a lot of different parks, a lot of different princesses that people want to see. And so what you need to do is make reservations way in advance. If there's a princess your princess or prince really loves and wants to see, you might need to book that 6 months in advance to make sure you get Ariel or Jasmine or whoever you want to see. So do have a heads up for that one. Also, if you want to do a sit-down meal at one of the busy times, you know, lunchtime and dinner time, man, you're going to want to make a reservation for the restaurant so you have a place to go, okay? So it's really important. The same thing for the Disney resorts, even resorts in Orlando that aren't part of Disney. The better ones, they book up way in advance. So definitely make sure you are booking things well in advance before you come down here. And that'll kind of lead into my next don't is don't be afraid to stay on property when you're going to Disney, because Disney properties, I'm not gonna lie to you, they're pretty dang good, okay? You have a great time just staying on the properties. But the thing is, when you stay on property, you get a lot of little benefits when you do stay there. For example, you might be able to get into the parks an hour earlier, which is cool to skip a lot of lines and a lot of the crowds. Free transportation and shuttles. I mean, lots of hotels have the free transportation or shuttles, but the Disney property ones are kind of closer to the property, so that can be helpful. Also, if you're staying on property, you can book your fast passes earlier, and I'll talk about fast passes later, but there's a lot of stuff you can do. And the thing is, don't feel you have to stay on property the entire time. If you're staying in Orlando for a week, maybe you're only doing Disney for 3 or 4 days. Stay in Disney for those nights that you're going to be going to the property, and then go off property to a cheaper location and stay there the rest of the time, because you don't need the benefits of the Disney properties. So that is one thing to think about. And the thing is, with all the stuff that Disney has, like you're like Fast Pass, Mark, what's that, or booking, or what's with that wristband thing, and which are properties, which are not on properties, and what's gonna be right for my little kids. My next don't for you is don't be afraid to ask for help. Look, customer service is king when it comes to Disney. I mean, my wife, she even says the magic in the Magic Kingdom isn't from the kingdom, it's from the people that are working there. And they go out of the way to make sure you have a true Disney experience. So if you're not sure what will be the right place to stay, or where the right park to go, or what to do, call them up, write them. There's tons of blogs out there as well to help you, but do ask, because you have amazing service when it comes to Disney. Now, I do have a don't with you for Orlando in general, and we actually have a don'ts for Orlando video you can check out, but there's one don't that crosses over. Don't expect that great Disney service to translate into the city of Orlando. Just letting you know that right now, okay? Disney service, awesome, and that's in Disney, and about it, all right? Now, my next few don'ts deal with a thing called a fast pass. And my first don't for you is don't forget to get a fast pass. If you're not sure what a fast pass is, it lets you skip the line, you know, so you don't have to wait in the line for an hour or two to get in some of those popular rides. you can get the fast pass and it gives you a window, like a 15-minute window to go and ride your ride, which is really cool because then you can do other things. Go, oh, hey, it's almost 2 o'clock. That's when we have our ride in Frontierland. Let's go, our fast pass, and you can do that. So do definitely sign up for those. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you, if you stay on property, like I said before, you can book up to 60 days in advance your time slots, okay? If you're not staying on Disney property, you can book up to 30 days in advance for those fast pass time slots. And so the thing I want to tell you is, just because you have fast pass, don't think that fast pass will get you onto any ride any time of the day, because the fast pass number of spots they have do run out. So do have a heads up for that, especially on those really popular rides. Now, in terms of popular times, well, my next don't for you with that fast pass is, don't use your fast pass in the morning. Use it in the afternoon when the big crowds are there, so you can skip those longer lines, okay? And speaking of those mornings, another don't for you is, don't sleep in. Look, I know you're on vacation. I just want to relax. We'll go in the afternoon with the hordes of crowds because the place gets packed all year round, okay? Look, if you go to the parks early in the morning when they have the rope drop, which is kind of cool to go to anyway, we were there a few years ago for it, so it's kind of cool. You'll be like the first person in the line to get on the rides, and you can go through maybe a couple times or 3 times before the lines really start forming. So I know when we went straight to Frontierland because our kids like the old-fashioned roller coaster stuff, and we were just running through those for a couple hours before the lines really got going. So don't sleep in. Go and do that, okay? Go and enjoy the park early in the morning, all right? Now, going back to our fast pass kind of stuff, I also do want to say is, don't miss your fast pass window. Like they'll tell you, after like 2 to 2:15 or whatever, or 2 to 2:10, whatever, they'll give you a window, okay, for you to go. Say like, oh, you're at 1:45, you're at 2 o'clock, whatever. Don't miss that. Because you may think, oh, well, I had it for 2, they'll let me in at 3, or they'll let me in at 1. No. You have that window, don't miss it. Otherwise, you're throwing away the benefit of your fast pass. Now, that fast pass got me kind of thinking of all the technology kind of stuff that Disney does have, and that leads me to my next don't. Don't be anti-technology when you go to Disney. Look, the My Disney Experience app can help you with knowing where to go, when things are. If you get the Magic Band, oh man, you can pay with this little band on there, and you don't even have to use your card. You just put it down, don't forget your PIN number, put your PIN number in, it charges it to your Disney bill. It's so much easier than trying to carry cash and cards and dealing with all those things. Oh man, it's so nice. And there's so many things there. Oh, you can mobile order your food. See that long line at the counter service? Guess what? Mobile order, you can skip the line, walk up and grab your food. So definitely use technology to help you when you go to Disney, because my goodness, it makes it so much easier. When I think about when I went as a kid versus when I took my kids with the technology, oh man, it saves so many headaches, okay? So don't be a tech phobe, okay, when you're going to Disney. Just go with it and use it to your advantage. Now, I do have some more low-tech kind of don'ts for you when you are a traveler going to Disney. One, don't forget the sunblock and don't forget to hydrate. Look, you're in Central Florida, there's no beaches, so a lot of people think no beach, no sunburn. Look, you're gonna get fried when you're walking around 10 hours outside in Florida. It happens. So make sure you do lather up the sunblock and reapply. Also, stay hydrated. There's plenty of water fountains. You can get free ice water, so you don't have to pay the extra upcharge for bottled water, so use that to your advantage, okay? Also, you notice there's like a little storm brewing up here, right here? Yeah. Don't forget to bring one of those little cheap ponchos you can buy at Walmart for $5, because you know what? Orlando, rain comes and rain goes like that. So there could be a real downpour for 10 minutes, but then it'll be gone. And do you want to spend the $20 or however much it is to buy the umbrella or the poncho and umbrella for all those things? No, just have a couple with you, throw them in your bag when you're walking around. It'll make your life a lot easier. Another thing I really want to recommend is get good walking shoes, or I should say, don't forget to bring good walking shoes when you are coming to Disney, because you're going to be walking miles, and everyone will be walking miles when you go there, and you're going to be standing in line for hours, and your feet are going to hurt. Those dogs are going to be barking. Yes, and so the thing is, make sure you have good walking shoes, make sure they're broken, and have good walking shoes for everybody. Because you know what? My kids, my son Kale's like, oh, can I wear my sliders, you know, like those flip-flop things? I'm like, dude, no. You need good tennis shoes to walk around in, otherwise your feet are going to hurt. So don't forget some good walking shoes when you go to Disney. Now, I know when people think about Disney, they think of families and children and stuff like that. Well, I got a dumb for you. Don't think Disney is just for kids and families. Look, you'll see a lot of adults there by themselves or as a couple or on a honeymoon or something like that. This is a very popular place to go as an adult as well. So don't just eliminate it to when you have kids. I know Jocelyn even told me, I think I would enjoy this better if it was just the two of us, meaning me and her, not her and the kids, okay? So you do have that, all right? So just have a heads up for that one. And when you're walking around and you're seeing all these kind of souvenirs out there, I want to tell you this one. One, don't feel like you have to buy all the souvenirs there in Disney. You can find most of these things online or one of the shops outside of Disney for probably a lower price, all right? Just letting you know that. But the thing is, if you do buy souvenirs at Disney, don't forget, you don't have to lug it around. They will ship it to you. They'll send it to your hotel for you. They can hold it for you and you can pick it up later. There's a lot of options for you, so you don't have to walk around with 2 bags full of stuff and then go on the rides, okay? Also, don't get overwhelmed by all the merchandise. Look, everywhere you go, they're gonna have something to sell you. Whether it's a Moana thing or an Elsa thing or a Star Wars thing or whatever, there's gonna be something for you to buy. Now, some more don'ts I have for you, just kind of in general for Disney. One, don't try to do all the parks when you do come to Orlando. There's so many parks to see, and the parks are so big that you might need multiple days to see everything in one of the parks. You're gonna get burned out. Especially if you got little kids, they will get burned out as well. So don't try to do everything. That's why that planning thing we started off with is so important. Plan the things you really want to see, the parks you really want to do, plan those, get those set up so you make sure you get those in your window when you're there, and then go see the other ones the next time you come, because most likely you're going to come back to Orlando. Some other don'ts I have for you with that. Don't forget to plan some downtime, because you may say to yourself, we're going to be there from 10 to 10. I'm like, that's 12 hours of Disneying. That can wear people out, especially little ones, okay? And the thing is, if you got little kids, don't forget to bring the stroller, okay? Because even if they don't use the stroller so much now, they will get tired from all the walking, all right? But my don't for this is, don't be afraid to take a break in the middle of the day. And that might be going back to your hotel in the middle of the day to go have lunch there and to relax, to re-energize yourself and the kids, to go back for the evening. Or if you're looking to save money, that's another way you could do things. Pack a picnic lunch in your car, leave it there in the parking lot, take that break, come out, have a picnic lunch for a fraction of the price of eating in the property in Disney than out, and that can help you out there too. But also, it gives you the break from all the hustle, bustle, people, all those things, okay? And that's why I like to give that advice of going and having that picnic or heading back to your property or whatever, or your hotel for lunch, because one thing you need to know is, don't expect going to Disney to be cheap. Look, it's not just the tickets that are expensive or the food, it's everything together. It can be a very expensive trip to come to Disney. That's why when you go, it's like, look, this is a big family trip. We're all gonna go, we're all in on this, okay? And one thing I've seen a lot of families, the price has really kind of driven them into the ground, like, oh my God, we're spending so much money, and it really takes away from their experience. So once you accept, look, I'm going to Disney, I'm gonna drop a lot of money. Once you accept that, it makes it a lot easier to enjoy it. So don't let the high price tag ruin your enjoyment of going to Disney, okay? Because it is a fantastic experience. I've always enjoyed it when I've gone with my kids, when I was a kid, or when I was dating people, okay? I've gone to Disney stuff all throughout my life, and it is a great experience. But yes, everywhere I went, it was expensive. That's why if you can find some of those little things, like, you know, I'm gonna say don't expect a lot of discounts on Disney tickets, maybe a little bit here or there, but there's not a lot out there. So take advantage of things you can find. Maybe, you know, don't forget the free shuttles from a lot of hotels that'll bring you to Disney. That can save you some money on the driving and parking and all that kind of stuff. That can be helpful. But I will say is those free shuttles, don't expect them to be very quick, all right? So that's one thing I want to say. And then I guess the last thing I really need to tell you is, don't forget the busiest times of the year coming to Disney. The busiest time of the year when it's crazy busy is between Christmas and New Year's, because everybody's out of school around the world and they're like, family time, and what's more family than Disney? And they flock to Orlando. So it is packed between Christmas and New Year's, so do be ready for that. other busy times, July, August, you know, the summer vacation window, that's really packed then. And then during spring break, you have another kind of boom there too. So if you can come off season, like in October, or maybe what we do, last time we went was actually in March, and it was awesome because we went and the lines were shorter. We got to do stuff. We got to get the properties we wanted. It was really nice. And it was, you know, our whole overall experience, I thought I got more bang for my buck because we got more rides and more adventure in going in the shoulder season, going in the off season, okay? So I hope this helps you be better prepared for going to Disney. I wish you a fantastic time, whether you're going there to see Mickey or Donald or one of your Marvel favorites. We wish you a very, very magical time at the Magic Kingdom. So, wish you all the best, and bye from Florida. Oh, and if you're wondering why I'm filming this by a swamp, this is what you're going to see outside of Orlando. It's swampland, okay? It's not beachland, just FYI. Bye.